guys, this is Gaurav and आज हम एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज देखेंगे. I'm going to show you exactly how to create a budget studio. यानी कि बहुत ही सस्ते बजट में. Yes, you can afford it. Really, you can. हम देखेंगे सबसे cheap चीजें हम कैसे ले सकते हैं. The simplest price, लेकिन still of quality. And उससे हम कितना अच्छा रिजल्ट निकाल सकते हैं. So ये करने के लिए मैं गाना भी बना रहा हूँ in a small setup that I'm going to tell you कि उसकी क्या प्राइस होगी और कैसे वो put together होगा, including a bit of acoustic treatment, यानी कि simple acoustic treatment, nothing very fancy, सस्ता acoustic treatment, जिसमें आप एक रूम जो treated नहीं है उसमें भी recording कर सकते हैं, vocals कर सकते हैं, music कर सकते हैं, सुन सकते हैं. So we're going to see that. तो उसमें हम cover करेंगे basically a simple MIDI controller, cheap microphone, cheap filter for absorbing the sound, very cheap speakers, some absorption for that. And then a computer of course of your choice, and before I forget a sound card, so सस्ता sound card. So मैंने put together किया एक set of things which I think are very very cheap price, very reasonable price, and उसमें मैं गाना बना, so you're gonna hear that and then you be the judge. मैं हर चीज़ की pricing बताऊंगा, but it's going to be in dollars because of the rate fluctuating when it converts to rupees, तो इतना difference नहीं होता. But still this is pretty much a bare bones setup, लेकिन it's going to sound like a very expensive recording, and that's what I'm going to prove to you. So hang on there, and I'm going to show you every gear piece by piece, and then we'll listen to the recording. Okay, so सबसे पहले हम देखते हैं MIDI controller. This is basically a Samsung Carbon 49. इसमें 49 keys हैं, as you can see. The key action is fantastic. It feels really really stiff and good. So आप keyboard player हैं या नहीं भी हैं, it's great for drums and keys, whatever you want to do. Of course इसमें एक data wheel है और एक data slider है, but not a lot of knobs and functions. तो अगर आपको बहुत सारे knobs and functions नहीं चाहिए, and you have something like a push or something else, then it makes sense to get something like this. This is really cheap. It is actually for $99, यानी कि under $100 का ये है, which you can translate in rupees as per the dollar rate. It has also of course got a pitch bend wheel and a modulation wheel, and yes, of course, transpose and octave switching switches. So if you're a keyboard player, you can quickly switch off octaves if you run out of keys, like I do many times. Okay, and this overall is a great keyboard, I think, for the price. This Novation and other things are a little more expensive. This one is very reasonably priced. That is why मुझे ये पसंद है. So this definitely keep in your list of cheap controllers. It beats anything else, whether it's M-Audio or anything else for this price. So I think it's a good one. Okay, so next let's move on to speakers. Now usually I do not worship at the altar of the company JBL. JBL is a company I would not usually trust for a studio monitor, but I was shocked and quite pleasantly surprised when I actually heard this monitor. So this monitor is excellent for bass. In fact, this monitor is giving excellent bass compared to anything in its price range. It's got a 5-inch woofer and of course a regular tweeter, and ये काफी room compatible है. So as you can see, I'm using a room जिसमें कोई acoustic treatment है ही नहीं. But I'm sitting right here and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a song. This looks really really good. It feels really good. It sounds really good. So I could trust it after working on my Channel X. A very important thing I'm using with this is the Auralex foam. So I'm using the Auralex ISO pads. ये आते हैं speakers के लिए, which you can put your speakers on, and the speakers actually start sounding better because it absorbs all kind of vibrations, जो structural vibrations होती हैं, यानी कि आपका stand. In this case, I'm really going budget. My camera is also budget, and so is my stand. There is no stand. मैंने दो डब्बे रखे हैं जिसके ऊपर मैंने speaker डाला हुआ है. So I'm really going extremely budget for you guys. So this sounds better with these pads. That's one thing to remember. I'm going to move on here to the microphone. Okay. So this is the microphone. I'm using a very cheap microphone. Okay, basically दो microphone आते हैं set में under $100. I think $80 or so का price में you get basically the Sterling audio. The model number is the S50. I know it's not very clear here. S50 class A FET, जिसका मतलब है ये condenser microphone है. It has one polar pattern, as you can see. It is a cardioid pattern. So it's a great microphone. I used it personally to record some stuff in this room, and it sounded good. But yes, the secret was this foam panel. As you can see, let me show you across. This is basically a foam panel जो एक company की Prima Acoustic company, उनका foam panel, इसका नाम है Foxguard. So basically a panel like this can be used in any room which is not treated, as you can see this room, right? And you can actually make a dry vocal recording. तो आपके vocal recording में room reverb वगैरह नहीं आएगा. हाँ, अगर आपके घर के पास ट्रकें और बसें जाते हैं तो फिर उसका मैं कुछ कर नहीं सकता. Maybe you should pick a time of the day which suits you better. But something like this basically saves you a lot of money. Again, ये बहुत expensive नहीं है. This along with its stand, it comes with a stand too. See, comes for a very reasonable price. I think it was around $80 or so. So don't worry. End में हम sum up करेंगे कि what is the amount of money we spend putting together a cheap studio. And then finally, we go to our sound card. Yes, it's the Focusrite 212i, 2i2, sorry. इसको मैंने पहले ही आपको दिखाया. This is a beautiful sound card. We did some recording with it. We recorded acoustic guitar. It sounds fantastic. And ये गाना जो मैं आपको सुनाने वाला हूँ was actually made on this budget setup. I did not use the push on this. ये एक extra piece of gear है जो यहाँ पे है. Yes, I did use an expensive screen. So basically this is out. Again, all of this products and stuff is available at the Beatfactory store along with other brands. So if you prefer another brand, you can get it at the Beatfactory store. But the idea here is to tell you how in a budget we can actually create something, and I'm actually going to show you a song after this and how it sounds. It was totally done on this simple setup. No expensive hardware was used, and you be the judge.